Hello everyone. So in this video again we will be continuing off our discussion with different kinds of aptitude questions that we have seen come across multiple years of multiple previous years examinations pertaining to the recruitment process of various private sector companies. Recruitment process, be it for the on-campus processes or the off-campus processes of many companies, starting from the tech giants like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and other companies like any service sector companies like Wipro, Techem, IBM, etc., or any core companies, be it your core companies for mechanical, civil, or electrical, we have seen they conduct the aptitude test wherein different questions ranging from wide range of aptitudinal topics are given and to test out the students on the or the applicants on their aptitudinal skill. So the questions that we will be discussing are amongst the previous year questions that have come across multiple papers of these companies. So in general, our core intention would be to get ourselves familiarized with the kind of questions that come in this kind of examination in the aptitude section in general, and to take a look and develop the strategy how to tackle these kinds of questions. So let's take your first question here. So pipes and systems. So let's take a look. If a pipe can fill a tank within 6 hours, but due to the leak it takes 30 hours more, now the tank is full, then how much time will it take to empty the tank through the leak? Okay. So here let's first of all take a look at the numbers which are given. Okay, so here it's given that 6 hours to fill the tank, and but due to leak it takes 30 minutes more. Now how much time it will take to fill? Now let us assume, let the capacity of tank be 6 liters. Okay, so therefore the rate of flow through pipe will be, without the leak, okay, will be 1 liter per hour, since it takes 6 hours to completely fill the tank. Without hole, let me just write this, without hole, or sorry, leak it's given, right? Without leak. Okay, I hope this much is clear. So now it says that so basically what we mean by that, in 1 hour the pipe can fill 1 liter. Okay, but now due to the leakage it takes 6.5 or 6.5 hours, 6.5 hours or 6 hour 30 minutes to fill 6 liters. Okay, so therefore in 1 hour the leaked pipe can fill 6 by 6.5 liters. Okay, so in 1 hour due to the leakage 6.5 liters can be filled. Okay, now time to empty will be nothing but 1 minus 6 by 6.5. That is simply 1 by 13 liters in 1 hour. So we have taken, we have found out the time it will take to empty out the tank in how much water would basically leak out of the tank in 1 hour. Okay, so basically time to vacate one liter will be 30 hours. So therefore for 6 liters it will be 13 into 6 or 78 hours. which is our final answer. I hope this is clear to you. All we did was simply assume the value 6 liters so that we can establish this fact that in 1 liter, in 1 hour, the without leakage, the pipe without leakage will fill 1 liter. And then subsequently we have determined how the leakage is going to affect the flow rate. So that's it. Hopefully this thing is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is pertaining to probability. So let's take a look. There is a bacteria which has the probability of dying 1 by 3 or its total number, or it may be tripled. So find out the total probability. So okay. So now probability of bacteria to die is equal to 1 by 3 of its population. So now if it gets tripled, now suppose it lives, okay, so suppose it lives, that is it does not die, probability, sorry, it's not the population, or it may get tripled. The probability that it lives will be 1 minus 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. Now probability that it tripled will be 2 by 3 into P into P into P, that is 2 by 3 P cube. Okay, so therefore combined probability will be equal to 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 P cube. We take 1 by 3 as common plus 2 P cube, which is our final answer. I hope this is clear how we came to the conclusion of the same. All we needed to do was simply draw out a relationship amongst the same. So with that said, let's move on to the third question. Okay, so the third question is pertaining to age. So let's take a look. One grandfather has 3 grandchildren. 2 of those whose age difference is 3 years. Okay, eldest child's age is 3 times the youngest child's age, and eldest child's age is 2 years more than the sum of other 2 children. Okay, then find what is the age of the eldest child. Okay, so let's write the condition. Let eldest child be E, middle child be M, and youngest child be Y. Okay, so given yet eldest child is 3 times the youngest child, so age 3y, eldest child age is 3 times youngest child's age. Okay, that is eldest child age will be a factor of 3k. I can write that, factor of 3. Okay, so perfect. It is also given that 2 of those child's age difference is 3 years. Okay, so either eldest minus middle will be 3, or middle minus youngest will be 3, or which is another case which is almost unlikely, that is eldest minus youngest can be 3. Okay, so one of these cases will be true. Okay, now what is given that sum of eldest child age is 2 years more than sum of 2 children. So basically we have 1, 2, and eldest child equal to 2 plus middle plus y, 3. Okay, so I hope this much is clear. Now what we we can do is that, suppose let me substitute this eldest by 3y, and let's see if we can do something. Say 3y equal to, from 1 I have substituted, okay, from this one I have substituted 2 plus middle plus y, and written as twice y minus m equal to 2. I can write this. Let us now take this particular equation because it's in m and y. So let us add this equation to this. So if we add the same, what we have here is y equal to 5. We have one value for y, and if we put it there, so from here now we'll have e equal to 50 and m here will be equal to minus 5 equal to 8. So are all the conditions being met? First condition, e equal to 3y, yes, met. E equal to 2 plus m plus y, m plus 5 plus 8 is 13 plus 2. Yes, this condition is also met. Both these are met, and this condition is also met. So therefore, these are our three age. So eldest son age will be 15 years, which is our answer. Okay, so this is one of the way of doing this. Another interesting way of doing this would be by taking by considering that e equal to 3y or 3k, that is factors of 3. So all we do is we'll take a look at all the factors of 3, say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, dot dot dot. We'll take a look at this, and one by one we'll go match. Since eldest is already 3, so youngest, the age of the youngest will be 1. And the difference cannot be, difference of anyone in that case will not be y minus 3. So all the conditions will check whether the conditions get matched or not. So if we keep on checking all the 3 conditions for all these values, we'll notice that only for e equal to 15 all the conditions are getting met. So that is another way of doing it. So there are 2 ways. You can choose either one, but the equational approach or checking the condition would be the most ideal approach towards the same. So with that said, we have come to the end of the video. Hopefully you are able to understand all the important, all the 3 questions that we have discussed in this video so far. So in case you are having a difficulty, make sure you go through the video multiple times to get a proper understanding of the topic as well. And make sure you try and solve this question on your own with this video as a reference. So with that said, we have come to the end of the video and I am signing out. Thank you so much.